Hey guys, what's up? My name is Charis. Welcome to Sunday Pilates. As promised last week when I made my triumphant return, I'm going right into more intermediate classes. So if you're a beginner, go back to last week's where I'm going to break down where I do break down positions and all that shit. So when you're ready, jump on into this. I'm going to fuck your abs up a little bit, but it's going to be a short workout. It's going to be like 30 minutes. So let's do it. Standing at the top of your mat, feet parallel, fist distance apart. Press the big toe, pinky toe, and the heel. Arms are by your sides, reaching down towards the sides of your heels. Collarbone is open, pelvis is neutral. Take an inhale, feel your ribs expand out to the side. And as you exhale, zip up through those low abs, reinforcing that neutral position. And again, inhale. And on the exhale, you'll nod your chin and roll down one vertebra at a time, letting your head hang towards the floor. Inhale. And exhale, scoop in your lower abdominals and restack your spine, one vertebra at a time. Inhale at the top. And again, exhale, nod your chin. Make sure your weight is into your toes, let your knees soften, arms directly under the shoulders. Just hold on to opposite elbows for a moment. Let gravity take hold of your head and then gently shake your head no. And nod yes. And then let your head be still, bring those arms down. And then bend the knees and walk out into a plank position. So hands directly under the shoulders, tuck that pelvis up and in, make sure that your ankle bones are parallel to one another. Lift your right leg up, pointing at the toe, and then bring that right leg underneath you at a 90-degree angle so the shin is directly above the mat, and then bring it back, and then left side and back. So this isn't a mountain climber. We're keeping the pelvis neutral, or actually keeping everything neutral, so we're trying not to shift the weight from side to side. All about pelvic lumbar stability here. Other side, hold that plank, lower the knees, flatten the feet, and sit back into those heels just for a moment. And then we'll go ahead and flip over. I am using the ball today. If you don't have a ball, it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna be doing some more extension-based abdominal exercises, so just do what you can. So I'm gonna use the ball between my knees to start. Feet parallel, about fist distance apart, holding onto the backs of the thighs. I'm going to use that to lift myself up so my spine is nice and tall. Take an inhale, same way, and exhale, just rounding the spine. So keeping the feet down, and I'm really trying to focus my attention on the lower spine. Inhale, restack, and exhale, trying to hollow out my abdomen and just round through the lower back versus leaning back, though you will do that as well. Inhale and restack, adding on, going a little further. Might need to scoot the feet to keep them flat. We're going a little further, pausing this time on the inhale at the bottom, and then exhale, scoop in those abs, bring the ribs underneath, coming up in that C curve, and restack your spine. Inhale, and exhale from the pubic bone up into the navel. Make sure that your feet aren't rolling out to the side, and you can think about keeping your heels pulling towards you slightly. Inhale and exhale, rounding up, and then restacking that spine again. Inhale and exhale. Last time like this, scooping and rounding, keeping those feet flat, and only going to the point where you can do that. Inhaling at the bottom and exhale. Think about knitting the ribs together, pulling yourself up in that C curve, and then restack your spine. Bring your arms out in front of you, palms facing each other. This time on the inhale, as you stack the spine, you're gonna bring your arms up by your ears. And then lower the arms on your exhale and round. So again, adjust your feet if you need to. As the about mid-back arrives, bring your arms back. Exhale, rounding up into the C curve. Inhale, stack the spine, arms long. Exhale, lower the arms, rounding down. So I'm keeping my chest rounded forward. My arms are parallel to the floor. Inhale, reach the arms back. Exhale, sweep, and restack. Inhale, stack the spine. Lower those arms. Exhale, rounding through those lower abdominals. Coming back. Hold it here this time. Inhale, arms back. Exhale, arms forward and hold. Inhale, back. Exhale, round and hold. Inhale, back. Exhale, sweeping around and hold. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. exhale and roll back up, back into the C curve. Inhale to finish nice and tall. And then go ahead and take the ball out for a second. Bring the soles of your feet together. Get a little stretch for your hips. If you're not used to doing Pilates, if it's been a while, it's not unusual for your hips to be a little crampy in this. It gets better, and it's exactly why you should be doing this. Okay, so ball goes back in between the knees, stacking the spine up tall. I'm gonna bring the arms out in front of you, palms together, and exhale. Again, you might need to adjust your feet as you round back. So the hands are directly over that ball, and then you're going to rotate so that the hands are over about the middle of the right thigh, so not twisting onto that right shoulder blade. Up and down, and down. Make sure those feet are grounded, lats engaged. Last two, last one. Back to center. Inhale, pause. Exhale, rounding up. Stack the spine at the top as best you can, but just keep your arms there. And then exhale again, rounding back. So see how my arms stay parallel to the floor throughout. And then you'll rotate so that your arms or hands are about middle of the left thigh. Up and down. Keep both feet heavy and adjust if you need to. I'm thinking right rib to left hip bone. Two more. Last one. Back to center. And exhale, dig those heels in. Rounding up. Okay, take the ball out again. Soles of the feet together again. And then ball goes in between the knees. Like I said, if you don't have a ball, that's fine. You can either have your legs all the way together so that you can get your inner thighs engaged, which is important for accessing your pelvic floor, and also making sure that your legs don't roll out, which is what often happens. But you can use like a small cushion as well. Even a yoga block, though that's not my first choice because it's easy to just park it right there, and actually it's usually a little too wide. All right, so tapping the heels, rounding back. I just want to state that my abs are super sore, so I'm really suffering right now. I know how much that means to you. All right, so we're in neutral, a little space between the low back and the mat. Make sure again that your feet aren't rolling out, so really keep your weight on the ball of the foot. Inhale, down the spine into your pelvic floor without letting your abdomen stick out. And exhale, just going into the pelvic tilt. So thinking about zipping and pulling the navel into the spine without jamming your back down. And then coming back to neutral on the inhale and exhale. And you might not get very far. Like I said, my abs are really sore, so that means I'm just like tight and not moving very well there. That's okay, that's exactly why I need this. Inhale, coming back to neutral. Think like a level cup of tea here. Exhale, one more tilt. You're thinking about pulling your pelvis away from your thighs, not jamming your legs back with you. Inhale, coming back to that level cup of tea. And exhale. And this time we're going to roll up one vertebra at a time, coming up into the pelvic curl position. Posterior tilt of the pelvis, ribs down. Inhale. And exhale, roll through the spine to lower down. So trying to keep as much tension out of the neck as possible. Inhale. And exhale, zip. The key is to not use, you want to find a fine line between too fast and too slow. Because if you move too slowly, that's also holding a lot of tension in your body. Inhale and exhale. So you want to try not to grip into your hip flexors and your quads. You think about your knees reaching to the wall in front of you. Inhale, find that posterior tilt. Inhale, exhale, roll down. I think about leading with the sternum. Really trying to get the navel to touch before the tailbone does. Coming back to neutral. And one last time. Pelvic curl helps loosen up your lower back. And most importantly, maybe helps you connect with pelvic floor, which is by far the hardest to access, especially for people who do a lot of weightlifting. Okay, so take the ball out, and it's going to go to the bottom of the rib cage, or even lower if you want more of a challenge. Don't start there and then bitch about your back hurting. You gotta be able to hold your pelvis neutral in order to have that position. So make sure that you are watching yourself and not being dumb. So heels in towards you slightly. If you're super bendy, your heels shouldn't be touching your butt. Think about like vertical shins. Legs are going to be all the way together here without the ball. So interlace your fingers behind the back of your head. And so that's not tapping your head or pushing on your head. The thumbs literally go to the base of the skull. Elbows in the corners of the eyes, not too open. And then think about finding neutral pelvis and then reaching your body up and over the ball, like looking behind you, depending on the size of the ball you have. Inhale at the bottom and exhale, nod the chin and bring the spine up, or bring your torso up so that you're at a 45-degree angle. So not flexing here, but actually trying to find neutral. So we're working extension and neutral. Inhale, deepen, think about the navel pushing down into the ball. And then exhale from the navel, lengthening your spine over the ball. So we always want length, not compression. Inhale and exhale, nod the chin. Sequentially through the spine, but we're still moving in just a lever and not flexion. Inhale, deepen, think heels to your butt to make sure that you're not tucking your pelvis. And exhale. Try to let your head relax into your hands versus pushing on your head. And exhale, nod. To be honest, it's because I'm so sore that I chose this variation of a chest lift. Inhale, deepen. The stretch feels really good. I mean, relatively. And back. Inhale at the bottom. And exhale, curling up. Adding on to this next one. Inhale and deepen. Really sorry for what's about to happen. Think about kneeing your ribs together. Float your right leg up into tabletop, 90 degrees at the knee. And then rotate your sternum towards that right thigh and pull your right thigh towards your sternum. And extend the leg and come back to center. Make sure your left leg isn't going out to the side. Bend and rotate. Extend and center. Exhale, bend and rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale. Center. Keep that left side stable. Last time. And center and hold. Imagine the ball is like an egg that you don't want to crack. So lower that right leg to the floor. Flex and kick up. Inhale, lower, like you're trying to touch the wall in front of you. Exhale, kick up. Point lower. Flex, kick up. Should be feeling this. Point lower. Flex, kick up. Point lower. Flex, kick up. Point. Bend to tabletop. Replace toe, ball, heel. Knees together. Inhale, deepen. Exhale, lower down. As you might imagine or anticipate, the second side really sucks. Exhale, nod your chin. And lifting up. So you are slightly flexed in this position, more so than before. So then left leg comes up into tabletop. It's gonna suck. Okay. Bend the knee in, sternum to that left thigh. Oof. Extend and center. Bend, rotate. Extend and center. Extend and center. Extend and center. 2 more times. Stabilize the right side. So you're thinking adductor or inner thigh on the right side. Make sure you're not rolling out to the side. And extend and center. Treat the ball like an egg. Lower the left leg. Flex and kick up. So don't just recline on the egg. Flex and kick up. Point lower. Flex, kick up. Point lower. Flex, kick up. Last time, point. And flex. Point the toe. Bend the knee. Ooh. Lower down, toe, ball, heel. Inhale, deepen, hold it there. Not yet, don't go down yet. And pulse the chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower down. Enjoy that stretch for a second, if you can. It's not gonna last long, so don't get too excited. Okay, it's only 30 minutes, we have to capitalize. Okay, so if you have the ball, well, even if you don't, lift one leg at a time into tabletop. I'm so sore, my body's like, fuck you. Okay, ball goes in between the ankle bones if you have it. Again, a small cushion will work. And then you're gonna open your arms out to a T. So palms up to the ceiling and your arms are active, not just hanging there. So we wanna be straight across. And I think about pushing my middle finger into the floor because that helps me keep my chest lifted. Make sure that your thighs are perpendicular to the floor, not crammed in towards your pelvis. So again, what I try to think about doing is separating my legs from my pelvis. Navel to spine. Inhale, rotate your lower half, everything below the ribs, over to one side. So opposite buttock will lift up, but there should be no twisting. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, rotate to the other side. So what the ball's helping you do is not twist. So if one knee or one leg goes out in front of the other, it means that your pelvis is dropping to one side and not just tilting from the spine. In other words, we don't want this, we want this. So you can think about the side of the hip dropping towards the mat, and you want to think about equal distance between the ribs and the hip bone. One last set, make sure the knees are in line with the ankle bones. Inhale and rotate. And then go ahead and take the ball out. Set it off to the side for a second. Hug your knees into your chest. Separate your feet about mat width, and then let the legs drop to one side. Arms open to a T and look in the opposite direction of the legs. And with control, switch. Give the hips and quads a little bit of a break, I guess. And then coming back to center. You can keep the ball off to the side for the roll up. Toes are pointed, ankle bones pulling towards each other. So if you have big thighs like me, you can push your thighs all the way together, but your feet will still be kind of rolled out. Not the same thing. So I actually try to think about lining the balls of my feet up together and making sure I'm staying down on my heel and not rolling out to the side. Yeah, don't cheat, basically. All right, so we're in neutral pelvis here. Arms are extended, hands parallel to one another, fingers long, and arms go back. Only go to the point where you don't extend your spine. So you might touch the floor, but probably not if we're all being honest with ourselves. Inhale, lift head, neck, and chest into chest lift. Exhale, roll up into a C curve. So we want the shoulders stacked over the pelvis. We're not reaching forward here. Inhale, and then exhale from the low abs, rolling down. So very similar to the movement we did in the beginning. Exhaling all the way back. And then inhale, head, neck, and chest. So pinkies go right to the tops of the quads. Exhale. Helps to think about driving your hamstrings down into the floor versus flexing your quads. Inhale and exhale. Coming back, reaching back. One more time, like this. And exhale. I just want you guys to get all excited. And there, and then bring the right knee up into your chest for climb a tree, long spine. So you're gonna have to lean back a little bit, which you don't on the reformer. So pulse 3, 2, 1. Grab hold of the right calf, extend that leg, tilt back, and roll down. Ooh, I regret this so much. Coming back, arms release, circle around, lift head, neck, and chest. This one always sucks for me anyway, but when I'm sore, it's fucking brutal. Pull the knee into your chest. Pulse 3, 2, 1, in case you gave a shit. Extend that leg out, walk it down, down, down. We're going into hamstring pull on this one, so hold it here with hands on the calf. Make sure that left leg is anchored. We pulse, pulse, switch legs. Anchor. Hold that right side, climb a tree. Wow, that was a lot of momentum, but you know what? What the fuck? Do the best you can. Hold that knee in, pulse 3, 2, and 1. Set the right foot to the inside of that left thigh. You might have heard that pop. It was satisfying. That was my hip. Okay, extend that right leg out. Have to repeat the other side. So hold that left knee in towards your chest. Stack the spine tall, even though you're leaning back a little bit, and pulse 3, 2, 1. Extend that left leg, walk it down. Got a little hyper with that one, excuse me. Don't underestimate the power of your breath here. Bend the knee, stack the spine, and pulse 3, 2, 1. Extend, and walk it down, 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 down. Hamstring pull 2, or you can do 1 again. Hands behind the back of the head. You know what, I'm gonna do 1. So hold on to the calf, pulse, pulse, and switch. I think I don't go as far if I'm not gently pulling on the calf. Keep those legs parallel to one another. left leg up, right leg down, climb a tree. Oh, huge mistake. Flat back at the top, bend the knee in, and pulse 3, 2, and 1. Left foot to the inside of the right thigh, skip a little stretch. One thing you can count on is when we're doing more advanced classes, more stretching, if that's something that appeals to you. Okay, let's get right into it. The rollover. So, you'll be in a rolling like a ball position. Feet are hovered up. P.S. Roll like a ball is the modification for the rollover. And if you have any neck issues, you probably shouldn't roll onto your neck. But if you don't, let's fucking do this shit. So rolling back, head, neck, and chest back, legs in tabletop, arms are by your sides. Extend those legs to 45 degrees. Inhale up to 90. Ooh, pop it and crack it all over. Flex the feet. Separate to about mat width. Tap the toes. Yay! If you watched last time, I wasn't quite sure whether or not I was gonna get those toes back there. Point, circle around, inhale up to 90. Just goes to show you, flex, separate, tap, rolling down. Not only the difference between working out in the afternoon, circle around 45, inhale up to 90, but also being consistent when you suck at something. Flex, separate, tap, and roll down. This feels oddly good today. I'm suspicious. Good. Point the toe, circle around, bring the legs in to tabletop, and rock from side to side. Oh man, we're gonna go right back into some horrible shit. So, legs into tabletop. Hope you enjoyed that, let's say. Lift head, neck, and chest. Pelvis is neutral. Right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee. Not just decorative, but pressing down gently. And then extend arms and legs so that your biceps are by your ears. And bring it in. Inhale, reach. So head, neck, and chest stays in the same position. And reach. And inhale, reach. Inhale, reach. Hold it here. Transfer the hands to the right knee. Extend that left leg long. Press down, switch. See how the toes pass each other on that horizontal line as I switch? So one leg is not like this. Really press down. Involve your lats with this shit. Hold it there. Right knee bent, left leg extended. Home stretch. Crisscross. Hands behind the back of the head. Rotate sternum towards that thigh and switch. Oh, this sucks. 2, 2, 1, 1. Bring it in. Hug the knees. Head goes back and rock from side to side. I mean, there's been worse, right? Okay, so let's do some side body stuff, some lateral flexion, because we've already done a lot of rotation. Hopefully you noticed. Okay, so we're gonna do the, what the fuck is this called? Side lift, I think. I fucking forget. It doesn't really matter that much. Just kidding, it does. Especially if you're going into a testing situation. If you have the ball, it goes between the ankle bones. Toes are long, and your legs are positioned to the front corner of your mat, so you're in like a boomerang shape. Remember to pull your ribs away from the floor. See how that made my legs the same length? It's because otherwise my pelvis is dropping in this way. So we want the hip bones to be stacked. You can have your hand on your body like this. Oop, palm down for this one, I think. I already gotta review some shit here. Okay, and to modify, you can have your hand here. So inhale to prepare, and then using your obliques, lift and lower to a hover. And lower to a hover. So I want you to not let your legs go back or forward, but right straight up to the ceiling and straight down. Not gonna do it that way. I was like, hey, this feels kind of easy today. Yeah, because you're cheating, you bitch. Up and down. not to overflex your quads like I am. And down, good. Grab the ball, set it off to the side. It'll be back. So we're gonna do some side bend. We're just gonna do 3 of these, but they will make an appearance every time because we need to really strengthen our wrists. So fingers are fanned out, the arm is away from you 45 degrees or so. You'll cross the right ankle over, or the top ankle over the bottom ankle, it might be right, and then this arm is hovered. So see how I pulled my body this way, same as like the house for the mouse? And we're not pushing off the legs to push out this way, we're thinking about lifting up towards the ceiling. So inhale, prepare, and exhale. Rotate that top hand, arc up and over, looking down at that bottom hand, coming back to a T, and lower to a hover. Rotate that hand, arc up and over, back to a T, down to a hover, and again, rotate, arc up and over without crossing that top shoulder, back to a T, and then down all the way. Roll that wrist out. Here's the ball. Okay, switch sides. So now we're going back into the side lift. Pretty sure that's it. Okay, so toes to the front corner. Again, house for the mouse so that you see the ball really helps you track that your legs are the same length. And like I mentioned, you don't want your legs to be going this way because that's compensating with your hip flexors, right? Your hips are flexing. And you don't want to go this way because that's compensating with your back extensors. So, one more thing. If you have a bone that protrudes here that's really uncomfortable, you might just need to skip this one. You can roll up the mat, see if that helps. So particularly like really thin or lean people, if it hurts, don't fuck with it. Just do something else. You can just watch me with love. Okay, house for the mouse, all that shit. Inhale, prepare, and exhale. And down. So one thing I always feel, or I often feel with this one, is that my quads flex a little harder than I'd like. So I'm really just trying to, instead of trying to go as high as I possibly can, I'm trying to only go to the point where I can feel right here engage. And one side is never going to be, you're asymmetrical by nature. We all have a dominant side. Even if you're ambidextrous, one side's going to be favored. Oh, fucking quad. Last one. Gee, I wonder why I forgot the name to this. Probably because I need to do this shit and I'm not. Tail is old this time. Ditch the ball, we're done with it. Let's do side bend on this side and then wrap it up. Okay, so fingers fanned out. Engage that side body. Arm is hovered over. Remember, we're moving up, not pushing out. Inhale and exhale. Rotate that top hand, arc up and over, looking at that bottom hand, coming back to a T, and down to a hover, rotate. Just respect your body. I can feel this side is way less enthusiastic about all of this, so I'm just trying to go as far as I can without pissing it off, which is a pretty important detail to learn, and then down all the way. You can roll that wrist out. I know we should do back extension. Fuck. I'm complaining a lot. What the fuck else is new? Rocky prep. I did this one last time. If you watched, I really do like the same 3 back extension. So, you know, I'm exposing my weaknesses, let's put it that way. Okay, so reach for one foot, reach for the other foot. Oh. Okay, and make sure that your knees or your feet aren't splayed out to the side. And you're gonna try to get your pubic bone down into the mat. My quads will let that happen. See how my arms are extended? That's because I'm gonna use my feet to help stretch my pecs as well. So roll that imaginary marble away, lift the head, neck, and chest, and press the feet into your hands so you get that pec and bicep stretch, and then exhale, lower down. I feel my knees wanting to drift open, which is making me compensate in my QL or lower back, so I need to fucking cut it out. Inhale, roll that marble away. That's more like it. Now I'm not compensating and I'm actually able to keep my pubic bone down. Exhale, lowering down. And last time, rolling the marble away. And exhale, lowering down. Release the feet. Forearms come down onto the mat. Make sure your abs are engaged. And push yourself back to your heels. So, coming up now, back into a plank. We're gonna do the push-up because December holiday push-up challenge is coming up. So every single Pilates class for until January, let's say, is gonna include push-ups. But honestly, you should be doing this shit anyway because it's good for you. Okay, so the Pilates push-up is 3 push-ups, and then we come up to a standing position. I'll cue you. We're gonna do 3 sets, and on the last set, we're gonna do 4 push-ups so that it's a nice even 10. So hands are fanned out directly into the shoulders. Sounds familiar. One leg back, and then the other, and it's a close position. So inhale down, inhale down, inhale down. Pike those hips up. Walk the hands back. 3, 2, push away on 1, roll it up, roll it down. That was a little more dramatic than I wanted, but my hair is poofy. And inhale down, 2, 1, hike the hips, walk it back, 3, 2, push away on 1, rolling up, not to be confused with the push-up, and exhale, now the chin, knees are soft, just like your roll down, 3, 2, 1, this is our 4 set, and last set, so inhale, 2, 3, and 4, hike those hips, walk it back, 3, 2, push yourself away on 1, and roll it on up. Let's do a roll down, and then we're done. Feet parallel, fist distance apart, stack those joints, inhale, and exhale, now the chin, rolling down, 30 minutes, what a change. Exhale, stacking back up, inhaling again, last time, and exhale, rolling down, and rolling back up like a new woman. My name's Charis, thanks for joining. See you next week when we do the post-Thanksgiving, also 30-minute Pilates workout. Haven't decided yet what I'm gonna do to you. See you then, happy Thanksgiving.